Um, This is Rick McPartland. I'm the founder of the Revenue Game and the creator of Revenue Science. I want to welcome to our Revenue Science Context series. And today, the context we're going to talk about is the value as an element of your content inside your context. So one of the most frustrating things I hear from business leaders and senior vice presidents of sales and marketing is, we're doing this great job. We're really knocking it out of the park, man. We got great intellectual property, but the buyers don't get it. They just want to talk to us about price. If I had a dollar for every time somebody said that, I wouldn't be doing this series anymore. But value is in the eye of the buyer. Sellers don't get to determine the value. The buyer determines the value. So how do we do that? How do we think about providing value to buyers that they're going to really want to pay for? Now, you start by answering one question. And this gives us a way to think about our context. And those of you who've been with us before, this question comes up every time. And do your customers describe you as a value-added thought leader or a vendor who sells based on price? In other words, do you know things or can you do things that make your customer better off by working with you than any other choice they have? The reason this is so important is it establishes your playing field. And you've seen this before if you've been with us. This is the theory of diffusion, diffusion of innovation, or we just call it the bell curve. Anything that's occurring on the right-hand side is transactional. It's like copy paper. How much is it? Do you have any in stock? It's price and availability, and all the copy paper is the same. The left-hand side is really about you bringing your brain to the game. You have a thought leadership position. You know how to do something your buyers don't know how to do. You know how to think and measure and manage and create stuff that they need to improve their business, to make their business better. So on the left-hand side, it's about thought leadership, brings value to the buyer because the buyer can now do something they couldn't do before. Once you know where you fit on the curve, you have an idea of what your context is going to be like. Just simply said, the left-hand side, and if those of you who've been with us know, context is measured in volume, velocity, and value. And value is our conversation today. And it's both the value you give to your customer and for you, maybe more important, the value they're willing to pay you for. Because most companies deliver in their own mind more value than the customer's willing to pay them for, and it's frustrating. And you had to invest money and hire people who are delivering more value than you're getting paid for, and somehow that's not good business. As you get to the center of the curve, what's happening is your volume is increasing, your velocity of the things you're selling is moving faster through your context. But the question for today is your value that you're giving being perceived, maybe even at all? And if it is at all, how much are they willing to pay you for that? On the right-hand side, it is all about volume and velocity, and the assumption is the value's small. The real issue is, can I get lower costs? Can you drive out my expenses? And there's no value in reducing expenses. And as a competitive player, if you're competing on lowering somebody's expenses, you're now competing with every human who walks in their front door. It could be their landlord, it could be their insurance company, it could be their office supply people. Everybody can lower price and save your potential customer expenses. Now you're competing with everybody. That's not a good place to be. So let's look at what's really going on in this value world. As we said, your context is about driving offers from that explosion in yellow all the way through the roadmap so that at the end you're delivering a high value offer, we use the term, to that customer so they're thrilled and so that they become your long-term partner. And your growth really comes from attaching yourself to customers who are growing, who then reference you to other people, And as your customers grow and they reference you to more people, you don't even have to go out and look for that explosion in yellow. Those people are coming right from delivery over and starting that roadmap really to early qualify. They're listening to what you can do for them, and they're having a conversation really quick. So your volume increases, your velocity increases a lot, and the more value you add, the more that they are willing to pay you. So how does that work? Think about that bell curve. This picture is about the right side of the bell curve, both short-term and long-term. You're up there on the right, and your offer adds no value, no new value. All it does is decrease expenses. And look how far away you are from your customer there on the upper left. They're a prospect. They may select your expense savings or that from somebody else. You may be selling software. They may accept the expense savings from somebody selling a new office. They'll save more money from working with them than they will with working for you. And you have no relationship to your customer's impact on their customer. Down there in the center, that's your customer's customer. And the fact that you do or don't save your customer money has no impact on your customer's customer. Now, if you decide you're going to play center left of the bell curve, the game changes. The things you offer your customer actually add value to your customer, and your customer is better off. They're safer, they're more profitable, they sell more, they have less risk, they have higher quality, they have more customers. Some absolute measurable factor is better. Your value that you gave to your customer makes your customer better or bigger or something like that. If you notice, all these circles are larger now. And when you add value to your customer, most of the time it allows your customer to bring more value to their customer, so that then your customer's customer is bigger and better, partly due to the value you deliver to your customer. When you get to this point, you have created the first step in what we call partnership, and the first step in a long-term relationship. Clearly, if you do what's here, you add value to your customer, they add value to their customer, there's a short-term win. But if you can do that for the long term, then the picture gets even better. The circles get larger. When you spend your time not focusing on competitors or not focusing on, all these noise items the world brings to you, are you building a good culture? You build a good culture because you build a great company and you're solving people's problems and you're doing the right thing for the right reasons. That's how you build a culture. So if you are focused on your customer and you're bringing them offers that make your customer better and that attract other people who have similar problems and want value, now your customer circle's bigger because they're adding more value for their current customers and they're attracting new customers. And oh, by the way, over here on the right, you get a new customer that starts with you just like the customer started with you on the last slide. So the result is, by focusing on your customer, you grow yourself, you grow them, you grow their customers, and you attract additional customers for yourself. That model is how you increase volume, velocity, and value. And the value that you just witnessed there is because you help your customer attract more. You make them better, so they attract more customers and they give more value to their customers, so their customers pay your customer more and your customer pays you more. That's what it's really all about. So if you really want to do this in the real world, we would love to help you. There's a couple of ways that are just real simple for us to help you with that. Is we'd love to add value to you because we can help get you and your team certified in revenue science. And if you really are you want to go now, you can bring us in and we'll be an outsource partner with you. So we'll help you do some of the things that right now you don't know how to do, but you'd like to. So if there's anything we can do for you, let us know. And otherwise, I hope to see you at the next in this series around revenue science, context, and how it makes your world better. Thanks.